what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and there's also a PayPal link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. Most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the discussion and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by, here we got Jose, Arwin, Ranty Flat Earth, Sleeping Warrior, and The Plain Truth. Good to have you all.
Good afternoon.
Hello. What?
Hello. So just before we start,
how are we all this morning?
We're all very well.
Great.
I was just overhearing just before I started the intro, you guys chatting away about Antarctica and some high definition map or something.
I'm presenting it right now.
Oh, okay.
I dumped
I'll
it in
click
the
on that.
master beat check.
Yeah.
I want to know what happened with Jose.
Well, we'll get to Jose.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Well, literally, they're on topic. That's why it's on immediately on screen. So forget housekeeping. No offense. Forget Jose. But let's might as well carry on the conversation.
I might have an answer over there.
Right. So, what were you talking about? You said there's a hole in the middle of it, or something like that.
Yeah, it was Red Pill Philosophy put a video out, and I took a look at it and realised that the citation that he gave is correct. That there is a new super high resolution map of the South Pole, apparently or allegedly. So this is it. Arwen's got it on screen right now. The only problem is that because of the lack of satellite coverage, and obviously they couldn't get any details at the center of the South Pole, and they call it a very small hole at the center of the South Pole. But I've done some calculations, I've done some measurements on it. It works out it's about 100 miles across. So essentially, you could probably fit the whole of Ireland or the whole of England in the centre, the part that they've omitted. And that's to just say that even that this map is even accurate, but the fact that they've completely missed the centre out is just ridiculous.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, how come they've not got satellites that can go over this place?
No, they have. They just want that to see.
So that's on Red Pill Philosophy.
Red Pill Philosophy, yeah, and there is a link. It's in the side chat, Nate, if you want to post it. It says in the details, it says there is a slight hole right at the South Pole due to a lack of satellite coverage. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, and I theorized that that's specifically because the satellites can't move over the South Pole because there is like the magnetic entrance point for all the solar radiation, and it would damage the satellites, so they don't move over there. Aren't I a good glober?
Do you see a Pac-Man in the middle, Arwin? It says
Pac-Man?
Gleam Max has just put in the side chat. He said, please look at the giant Pac-Man in the middle of Antarctica.
That's not a Pac-Man, it's just that circle that's missing. I zoomed in on it. Here, let me do it again. It's
a right old hodgepodge.
Wait,
It looks like
hole.
no other continent. It looks like a
There's a
bunch of
little
land
bulge
masses sort
there.
of shoved together.
This is weird. Look, there is like a protrusion there in the vague circle. So yeah, Pac-Man. Maybe a closed-mouthed Pac-Man. It's weird.
Whatever.
In fact, actually, is that as close as you can get? There isn't any detail outside that circle, is there?
No, this is not the full resolution image. It's a pretty decent one, but this is not like the original. Couldn't get that right away. Probably have to have special access or something. I don't know.
So check out Red Pill Philosophy's video if you want more info. Anything else to add, or can we move on to Jose?
Yeah, no, that's it. We were just talking about it in the chat before we started, so nice to
Good
talk
stuff.
about it.
Yeah, check out Red Pill's video.
You can
Go on, Jose. You go ahead.
no, you can start the housekeeping, and I think the first question is any sign, any evidence, scientific of curvature,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, you need a bit of prompting. No worries. Okay, let's kick off with the housekeeping then. So, any signs of curvature?
Yeah,
No.
every
No.
day. I see it every day, but
There, I
not,
just answered no.
but not on the Earth though.
You know
Okay.
what? It's been claimed in the comment section on the videos I uploaded yesterday that there's so much curvature, and they say you guys are gonna start calling me a shield because I'm gonna say there's curvature in the videos. Sadly, it's been proven right. He's no CGI in the videos, etc., etc. But the 90% of the comments is people telling Jose, "Oh, you got it. There's curvature. You know, now you're a baller." Yes, indeed,
Oh
and
my
they're
God.
all happy. You read all the comments. It is a little bit of a circus show. The comment section. One of the videos I said I'm gonna give a heart to everybody in the little comments unless you insult, you know. And I'm giving hearts to everybody. They say, "Oh yeah, Jose is a baller." Heart. Jose got the curvature. Heart. It doesn't mean I agree with you, you know. Yeah, it means I'm just giving a heart to your comment because you know you backing me up. With my eyes when I'm standing in the bridge, I see like I said like holy shit, this is weird. It seems to the bridge halfway disappears, you know. I don't see it anymore with my eyes and it appears to be curvature. It's very deceiving with my own eyes. I say I gotta crank up the camera and zoom in, and as I zoom in, you know, start losing that curvature effect. The closer I get, I start getting those little mirroring effects, and then the bridge cuts halfway, and then at the end, I can see the Marriott Hotel. I think it is a big building, and I cannot see the bottom of the building or the small buildings next to it.
Sure.
So
So
of course, like all the videos we have seen, that we lose the bottom of the the bottom part of the long distance observations.
Diffraction.
any obstructions curvature though to them, right?
Exactly. So they say, "Oh, where's the bottom of the building? People is drowning. How dare them building that building with half of the buildings in the water?" No, because if you see in where the bridge start disappearing, you see the mirroring effect starting to cut. But the further away you go, there's the band of mirroring effects, but the objects in the distance are smaller. So more in the bottom is going to be not seen. You're not going to see it. It's not behind the curvature of the Earth. It's behind the band of refraction. There is a mirroring. The sky is mirrored down, and the sea is mirroring up, and the objects in the distance. I mean, I'm not very articulate to explain this. I know it's the same thing you guys always explain. Randy is pretty good explaining it. I know the Aries diffraction is taking place in here, and inferior and superior mirages.
Can I say something? There's
Yes, please.
two things that are different on your photo in your video than what Soundly shows. One, it doesn't rise in the foreground. On Soundly's, it clearly goes up before it goes down. It doesn't do that on yours. Yours is straight. Secondly, that mirroring thing on the horizon is the obstruction that they call curvature. And we've all said for ages that that's there all the time. But because they need that curvature, they will call any obstruction curvature. So sure, you can interpret that as curvature if you want. The reality, of course, is that it's an obstruction caused by atmospheric effects or whatever you want to call it. Who cares? The reality is that mirroring is there, and that is the obstruction. But it isn't always there. Some days it's worse, some days it's less. But we're not seeing the things being cut off by curvature. We're seeing the things being cut off by things other than curvature that the ballers desperately want to be curvature.
It's actually a pretty good video, really, because if you look at it, you can actually see where there's an end on the bridge. The bridge just ends. It doesn't slowly go down and down and down and hit the horizon. It just stops, and that is just absolutely atmospheric blocking. It's the sky being reflected down on itself that's blocking out the rest of the bridge, and you can clearly see it. It's a really defined end point on that bridge.
Yeah, what they are hanging on to a lot is the bottom of the building at the end missing. and not being able to see the small buildings in the next to it.
Yeah, but the thing is, what's
yes,
the obstruction? Is the obstruction the curvature of the Earth, or is it something that looks atmospheric or illusionary in some way? Is it optical? And of course, the answer is optical, but they won't accept it. But they're entitled not to accept it. It's not a religion. It's based on evidence. And if you think that's curvature, you're entitled to think it. We'll just laugh at you.
Indeed. Any other signs of curvature?
No. It's
That's...
definitely worth reminding folk that Soundly's evidence has not been verified. It has not been. It's not done the same as what Soundly shows.
No
and exactly. A few points in that regard on being how genuine Soundly is. I do not have a P900, so the optical zoom and lens is not the same. It's going to be a lot less quality. That's number one. Number two, the weather it was really bad. It was really hazy. It was rainy, like on and off, and it was hot, like a mother. So I know it's not going to be perfectly replicated. He made a hangout earlier. I think it was yesterday, as you guys were going on, and he was giving me all the kudos because I proved he was, it matches his observations with different optics.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all.
At least I have to come back in wintertime when it's colder. At least it should be matching a lot better if it's genuine, because I really don't know if it's legit or not, because it's kind of looks like, but it's so totally different at the same time. It's more different than similar.
Yeah, I agree. There's key things that are missing in your stuff that he shows, and it makes me wonder what has he recorded his filming in, because it looks like he's used a kaleidoscope to get his footage rather than a camera, because what you show is not Crayola. What you show is the same as what everybody else shows, and that's not the same. So it's like the failure to match his observation with your camera makes me question what he did it with his on, because they're not the same. You can look at them and see that one's done with Crayola, the other one's done with a camera, and you can tell which one's which. But I want to know, why did you not get that? And I'm not suggesting that you didn't do it for nefarious reasons. I'm asking what has Soundly used, because your camera looks like a camera's took it. His camera looks like a kaleidoscope's took it. What's going on?
Yeah, it was kind of in the dawn. The sun was going down or whatever, so the lights were on. It was the line, the illumination, the perfect timing for him to take it, so everything popped out. And then some little setups in the camera so he can boost the image up, but he was nothing manipulated. He was telling me, so I didn't do anything. I just put the normal setup with auto, focus, and just shoot it and take it. Really hot, yes. Really rainy, the hazy, but at least you can see the genuine, how genuine it is. I did the little, live stream along recording with both, and I uploaded both videos, the one with the camera when you zoom in and the little live stream. And you can see it's legit that I've been there. I taken it. I mean, nobody's gonna say it's BS what I did. It's shaky. It's not the best quality, but I put some content up, and that was my goal, to present it and figure it out. I haven't watched it in high definition in my big screen TV. I don't even have power in the new place now. It's tough, these last few days. But I decided to just jump in for a little bit because I miss talking to you guys, to everybody, I jumped yesterday. I talked a little bit with PMARS, Timmy Osman, and Channel Q. They were live streaming on PMARS Discord, and I had a little window, and I jumped in for like 10-15 minutes, and I chatted with them for a little bit. So it felt good. I had to talk to somebody on the internet, and I'm jumping in here now today.
Yeah. So, Jose, do you think that you did or did not fail to verify or validate his observations? Would you say that your work matched his?
You know what? To be honest, it's inconclusive. I'm not gonna say his videos are fraudulent in any way, shape, or form, and I'm not gonna say I just say it's inconclusive. When I go back when it's colder weather, and then if it somehow matches his observations, then he got all my credit in the world, But as for right now, it's really inconclusive.
The question I asked you was, do you think that you validated his work by repeating it? Not repeating it, getting the same results?
Yeah, no, the results were not the same at all.
Right.
I mean, due to atmospheric conditions, yes,
Right.
but still, I did not see the effect of curve like he
Right.
shows, not at
That's
all.
the point. You didn't validate his observation. But the other thing is, are you aware that there's another guy that's done the same observation as you the day before?
Really? No, I didn't know.
Yeah, Nathan, have you seen it? Did you watch it when I sent you the link? Probably not.
I saw
Yeah, I
it.
did actually. Cheeky sod.
Well, you claim that you watched
Oh
it.
yeah, I
I'm
seen
like,
the
I don't
power
know.
lines. Yeah, I seen the power lines. That's it.
Yeah, he's just in his
Oh,
car,
he's
so
doing
he
the
does it
bridge.
from he stops in his car and he's basically looking at the exact same pylons that Soundly was looking at. And the thing that struck me about his video was that it looked like CGI, and now that's going to ruffle a lot of feathers. But you kind of look at those pylons and you're like, wow, it looks really kind of alien.
Well, it's hypnotic. I'll tell you for why. You know, when you try and hypnotize someone and you've got like, you look into the spiral and it just goes around and around and around. If you look at those pylons, you get that same effect. You know, everything's just going to a point and you get transfixed by it. All the lines are all going into the same direction. They're getting smaller as they go nearer to the horizon. You know, it's just an optical effect, isn't it? It does your head in.
But the question that I'm asking is, did he get curvy, bendy? Did he get bendy power lines, or did he get something different?
Well, for a start, I think Jose was in a different.
No, not Jose, the other guy.
Okay, well, I was just going to say about you said did he replicate? Well, I don't think he was in the same spot as Soundly. I don't think that he filmed from the exact location that Soundly does, which is it's the same area for sure, but it's not.
Are you on about Jose?
Jose, yeah.
No, I'm on about the other guy.
Where Soundly gets relatively near to the bridge and right down low. I think Jose was at a good bit higher, maybe 20 or 30 feet higher than him, and from slightly wider across.
2 feet higher and maybe 20 foot to the right. But then I put two videos on the where you see the Marriott Hotel in the right hand side and the bridge, whatever. I did one in the exact location, maybe 2 or 3 foot higher, because I couldn't kneel down. It was really a lot of weedy. So I couldn't get down, get all nasty with the weed.
Yeah.
But I did one of the observations was exactly the same spot he took, maybe 2 or 3 feet higher, not 20 or 30, just 2 or 3 feet.
Okay.
That's what we need. When you get back and you pick off the bits that are the most important bits that basically either validate or... Because the point is, if you don't get the same results, right, then it's not curvature. It has to be what Soundly shows, otherwise it's not validating Soundly's work. And we all know that it's not going to do that. But what is interesting is what does it do and what it doesn't do. So again, it doesn't do what Soundly's observation does. It does something different. Why is a moot point? We can argue about that till the cows come home. But the point is, you don't get the same observation that Soundly gets. That's really important because Soundly's work's based on repetition, right? He's gone back many times and done it. Well, why is it then when other people, Jose and another guy, have gone back and not got it?
Yeah, did you see the little Tensas Bayou where there's like that long stretch of whatever, and it's really hazy at the end. Unfortunately, that's where his videos show there is start curving, where all that rain was coming in. You can see the white spot coming in, and the rain got to me. So I as whatever I got, it was perfect, just perspective, 100% perspective. You can throw the convergence, you can throw a little point in between, you throw the convergence line, and it's a 100% perspective. Now, if it wasn't hazy and rainy like it was, I could have curvature. I don't know, because it was not, and then the rain started coming, so I just went on my way. I couldn't stop for a few hours.
Yeah, but the point is, though, Soundly shows that the bridge starts to rise before it falls. But nobody else, you didn't get that. You just got what looks to be flat, and you're arguing that I couldn't really see what was at the horizon. But Soundly clearly shows shitloads of curvature before it even gets to the horizon.
Yeah, I seen. Yeah, it looks totally different. The videos I took, it doesn't look like his. No.
That's the point. So basically, regardless of what you interpret the imagery as, it's the fact that it doesn't look the same as Soundly's that's the problem.
Well, if you look at Jose's, you know when it cuts off? I said it actually cuts off and it cuts off immediately. Well, that's not entirely true because it does cut off. You can see where the bridge sort of like stops, but there is a very thin band of the bridge that you can just see in the middle.
Yes, I see.
That's where the refraction band is, and then it disappears, obviously. And then so obviously you know then that it's just mirroring the sky above it. So everything's blocked out. That the entire bridge is blocked out behind that atmospheric blockage,
Oh, Eric.
which
Hey,
is
guys.
what I've been
Cheers.
filming. There you go.
Yeah, so I just sat down last night late and I started checking on the videos on my phone, trying to zoom in and out and scroll it slowly, try to analyze it. And I mean, yeah, I cannot do any honors or analyze it, 100%, but definitely in the
Yellow.
phone I can see.
Hello.
Hey, how do you? So yeah, it's not. I didn't. I mean, for me, my own interpretation, I didn't catch curvature. I caught atmospheric conditions. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think ultimately the bottom line is you did not get the same results that Soundly got. Nowhere near. Soundly looks like he's coloured it in with felt tip pens. It looks like someone's been playing with the gamma correction or the colour correction or whatever. He definitely shows that the bridge rises before it drops. You don't show that. Your argument on your interpretation is down to what you see at the horizon, the absolute horizon. That's not Soundly's argument. Soundly's argument is that it starts to rise before it falls, and all that stuff at the horizon is in addition, but it's not subject to. So there's more that's missing on yours, and it doesn't validate what Soundly does. At the end of the day, Soundly still, in my opinion, based on what you've got, is shown to be a charlatan. Doesn't do the same thing, and that other guy also shows it too. He does not show the bridge, the pylons bending up before they bend down, but Soundly does.
Anthony, do you reckon you could play that video, or would you get a copyright strike? Do we know this guy?
No, you can play it.
Would you be able to put it on and just show what was visible the day before? It should be in the Skype. It'll be in the Skype message you sent to Nathan.
Didn't you mirror it?
Yeah.
I thought you'd mirrored it.
No, I didn't mirror it. No, I sent it to you.
I thought I saw a comment in the chat saying maybe you asked permission to play it as opposed to mirror it. I could have swore I saw you asking him if you could mirror it.
Yeah, I'll have to come out my game to do it.
I see you take this all very seriously, Anthony.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's not just coming out my game though. It's in the VGA mode because it's like a 1999 computer game, so it doesn't even play in the same resolution that's native to my screen.
So is it? Let me guess. That war game.
Command and Conquer.
Command and Conquer. That's the one.
Yeah, it's the game of victors.
So let's move on. Any signs of axial rotation?
No.
No.
Signs of a pressurized system next to a vacuum?
No.
No.
The evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the center of a presupposed spherical Earth?
No.
Impossible.
Too many presuppositions.
Still waiting for these people to produce the evidence.
What about?
Oh, how is it, Anthony? Show me the edge. Show me the edge of the flat Earth.
You can't demand us to show you guys the edge if you won't show us the inside of this core thing that you claim is there. There is no evidence that there's a core down there.
Well, if I narrow the presuppositions a bit, what about evidence of the R value?
R. Nope.
Whiteboard will tell you mathematical equations on how it was calculated.
No scientific evidence of R?
No.
What, the distance to the sun? Any evidence of that?
Nope.
There is no distance to the sun.
Ooh, good answer. I like that one. There is no distance to the sun.
What about scientific evidence of gravity?
I thought you were going to say Simon Dan then. No.
Any signs of M. Scott Beach?
Well, apparently
Yes.
it's alive.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
A few days ago, I messaged him. He's a member of Discord, Gem Panda Discord. So I private message him. I say, "Hey, dude, like I haven't heard of you. He messaged me back. You haven't heard of me? I said, no. What I mean is, haven't heard of you in a little while. What's going on? So, oh no, I'm very busy at work. So I'm off the scene for a bit. That's it. That calmed me down. So I just relaying the message. Maybe he didn't want this to go out. That he's okay, but I pretty sure he's okay.
So basically, the newspaper article that we read that had no evidence to prove it was truthful, either doesn't refer to him or it's not even real. It might just be satirical satire.
Yeah, it was funny.
But
I believed it for a second.
No, so it must have been true.
Well, unless you had a video call with him, anybody could be typing out that message just to save face.
I
Nathan,
I guess now since Jose actually has communicated directly with Scott Veach, I think we can take that off the list again.
So Nathan, do you want to present my screen, please?
And video by Matthew Brown, Flat Earth, Banjo, USA, Japan and Brazil.
Yeah, so the guy's channel is called Flat Earth, Banjo, USA, Japan and Brazil, right? Why he's called it that, I have no idea. Point is, when he pulls up along that bridge, that causeway, where Soundly did his Straff video from, if we were to get straight lines and put straight lines in, they would be straight as a pancake, right? Flat as a pancake, straight as a ruler. I could really do it, right? But I'm going to trust that we can all imagine that this is not doing what Soundly shows. Notice that it doesn't dip away at the end. But on Soundly's video, it rises in the foreground and it dips in the end and creates this impression that he's taken the imagery through a kaleidoscope.
Well, it's dipping in the middle on Soundly's.
So I'm wondering, I'll play it just so that you can see that it is a video that's like moving. But notice how this doesn't look like he's coloured it in Crayola.
Just for the benefit of the chat.
Maybe Soundly used a warped lens.
Just for the benefit of the chat, straight as a pancake is a technical term.
Yeah, it's a slight misspeak. Don't shoot me for it. I meant flat as a pancake, straight as a die. Straight as a pancake. But the point is, look at the horizon part. So this is the bit that Jose is saying, well, I'm not sure if I can see curvature or not. Well, if there was curvature there, then we would see it. And it would be repeatable, and it would validate Soundly's work. So now Jose's gone back and done it and didn't get the same results. This guy's gone back and done it and didn't get the same results. And a guy called Andrew John also went and did the same observation a few months back, maybe a year back, and he also didn't get the same observation. So the question has to become, what camera is Soundly using to get this magic stuff? Because it looks more like a kaleidoscope than it does actually a camera. Nobody gets the same result that Soundly gets. Why? Because Soundly's doing something weird. Now, the three independent people that don't know each other, all with different cameras, are all showing different results to Soundly. Yet you guys cling on to Soundly like a cat that's fallen overboard and can't get back on the ship. Why is that?
In regard to these power lines, this is the power lines. It's in a little further away, from the bridge, but it's the long power lines. I missed that shot. So as I was going in the, on the little freeway, my wife telling me like, hey, look over there. Is that the power lines you told me to? I said like, holy shit. And I was in the wrong lane. And it was so much traffic, we couldn't get to the right lane to slow down. So I took the camera, I took like maybe a 15-second video, and I was able to take 2 or 3 snapshots. I'm gonna post them in the Master B chat. Take a look. They are the worst pictures, but you can see at least I caught a little something. So I'm gonna post those pictures, and you take a look at them.
So my question
on this exact position here.
Nathan, am I still on screen?
You are.
Why is the horizon the land in the background if the curve of the earth on Soundly's drops off like a basketball? We've all seen it. I'm not going to play it again. Look at Soundly's work and compare it to this. It's flat. So whatever Soundly's doing, this proves that Soundly's work's not being validated by other people when they go and repeat it. Why? I don't know. But I'm going to assert that Soundly's taking it with those... Do you remember the kaleidoscopes that you put the circular discs in when we were kids, and you press the lever and it spins around and it does weird things? I think he's doing it with a kaleidoscope. Because he's not... 3 people now have independently failed to verify the work that Soundly gets. Why? Why are you ballers still clinging on like the cat that's fallen off the ship? It's a disingenuous position.
When I was straight ahead, to take the screenshot of the video, it was just blocked by the bar on the freeway. I just got 3 little pictures, and you can see it's all hazy. I cannot see too far away, so it was really bad for that one for me.
It's a damning day for Soundly when 3 people are failing to observe the same thing that he gets. I don't know how ballers can cling on to it. Why would you still cling on to it when 3 people, Andrew John, this guy with the long username, and now Jose, don't get the same results? Yet all of you are... It's like the Emperor's New Clothes. It's like everybody on the ball earth side is saying, wow, isn't that curvature fantastic? And me and Nathan are sat there saying, no, you've got no clothes on, you dickhead. That's really what's going on. If you're not aware of it, it's probably because you're not intelligent enough to have the conversation in the first place. Because you do have to have some intelligence. You have to have a little bit of discernment. You have to be able to conclude, based on evidence, what the truth is. And the evidence says that there's 3 different people that have failed to validate Soundly's work. So which one's most likely to be right? Which one's most likely to not be right? And I'm going to assert that Kaleidoscope Soundly is probably the one that's not right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna reach any conclusions with the videos I personally took because it's inconclusive. It's just too many atmospheric conditions. Am I gonna say it's round? It's a ball? No, definitely not, because it doesn't show any signs of curvature. Am I gonna say, oh, this is all I need to know? It's flat? No, definitely not. But all the evidence that have been presented and all the optical phenomena, I'm still in the flatter side. I'm not. Why? I haven't seen the evidence needed that I need to say, yeah, it's round and I made a mistake. No, I'm not, because it's really not.
I think Nathan, what would you say? If I said that if there's 3 people that have failed to validate Soundly's evidence, right, and 3 people get something that's different, but not just different in terms of failing to validate, it supports flat, right? How many ballers? Is it acceptable for the ballers to maintain their position based on 3 independently caught pieces of evidence that don't show the same results that Soundly shows? Is that acceptable, in your opinion?
I think it's completely moot for all of them, no offence, Jose, because the only way they're ever going to make this into curvature is by using a begging the question, perspective omitting or perspective hijacking proof of nothing calculator. So the only way you're going to ever say this is curve is if you beg the question and start with an assumed radius. So
No. The only way you're going to say it's curved is if you draw bendy lines on it. How much curve becomes moot, but whether it's straight or curved involves lines, and we can draw straight lines on that, and we could probably draw straight lines on Jose's if you got a little bit further. Jose, are you able to go back and do it again?
Yes, I will. It's going to be maybe in a month and a half when it gets colder, the weather. I'm going to make sure it's no rain going on, not too much, stuff in the atmosphere.
Nah, don't
When
look
it's
at it that
very
way.
clear, when it's colder, I will go.
You don't need to look at it that way. Look at it the way that you're trying to validate Soundly's observation in the first place to get the same results. You're not trying to get whether it's flat or curved. Just look at it from the viewpoint that you're trying to match up his observation to see how close to
Yes,
his observation you're getting.
I already planned on my way over here. I was planning with my wife. I said we're gonna take a weekend just to that regards. I'm gonna try to get there in the afternoon. I might be able to take a video or two in the afternoon, in nighttime coming, to see how it looks like lining up. And then in the morning we're gonna take our time, hours, to go match exactly his observations. But I want to do it in the little colder, so there's less refraction and mirroring. I will do that, yes. But it's going to be a little bit of a waiting month and a half. I will let everybody know, because I really want to do exactly his locations.
So let's just get it clear for the flat earthers that are in chat. Andrew John gets this observation. This guy with the long name, let's go back to his name. This guy, Flat Earth Banjo, USA, Japan, and Brazil, also gets a flat observation. And Jose gets inconclusive, right? But nobody gets the same that Soundly gets. Why is that? So that's the question that needs to be asked of the ballers. 3 people have gone back. Not one of them have got anything that's similar to Soundly. Regardless of whether it shows flat or curved or not, nobody's getting the same work that Soundly gets. Why is that?
Can you display me, Nathan, for a second?
Have you got your clothes on, though?
That's a bit personal. Not chat roulette,
Can you click hide on your little thing at the bottom?
Sure.
Yep, you're up.
So I'm rehashing an old video that I put out about, I don't know, 4 months ago now, and I titled it "A Black Hole over Blackpool." Now, if you remember, it was clearly not a black hole, but I have repeated this observation from the same spot at least a dozen times. So I can go down to the beach. There's this rock where my cursor is. I'm just going to play the video. It is a rock, and as I zoom in, and I'll just pause it there for a minute, you can actually make it looks like there's a black hole. You've got sky underneath it, and you've got sky above it, and it looks like it's floating above the water. Now, this is just an optical effect. This is only about a 5-foot high rock that's in the water at this time. There's probably about 4 foot of it showing, but we're only actually seeing around about 2 foot at the top, that's being mirrored down on itself, a mirror reflection underneath it. And it's also reflecting the sky. So the sky is being reflected down as well. So it's not just mirroring the rock, it's mirroring the sky. And that's why we're getting this circle. it creates a circle. So this blockage at the bottom, this sky that's just above the water, is blocking out us seeing the remainder of the rock that would be behind it. This rock that would come down to, quite wide. It's like a diamond shape, is being completely blocked off due to the atmospherics. Now, like I say, I can go down to the beach anytime and get this same spot, same location, put my camera around about 2.5 to 3 feet high. I can zoom to this rock that's a mile away, and I'll get this atmospheric, mirroring effect that makes it look like it's a black hole. And that's all it is. It's just a trick. Sounder gets into the right location, the right height, and he can repeat this day in, day out. And if this was a pylon, let's suppose this was a pylon, right? You would be seeing the top of the pylon. You'd see it slightly mirrored underneath itself, which we do see in his videos, and then it disappears. It looks like it's got, there's nothing there. It's being blocked out. And as those pylons go further away, or the bridge goes further away, it merges into the sky. The sky and the just becomes all one. It just becomes one big blur. And that's all it is. It's just the right location, the right height of the camera, and you can get this mirroring effect that gives this appearance. And you can use it to do all kinds of trickery. And I guarantee, like I said before, if I went to there, I could literally get these same results as him, but then I would be able to explain how he's doing it, which is this same. It's just a trick that he does. That's all I can say. It's just getting into that. It's all to do with angles.
I want to know where he's bought his kaleidoscope from, because I don't think he's took it with a camera. I think he's took it with something else, like some kind of a children's telescope or something that's got bad optics or something, because I don't think he's took it with a P900. He says he has, but I'm not sure that's true, because nobody else seems to be getting it with other cameras, and they all should do similar. There should be like a negligible difference between the cameras. So it shouldn't be the case that they get totally different not interpretations. They shouldn't be totally different to the point where you look at them and wonder what Soundly's doing. And that's where I'm at. I'm thinking, how is he getting this when nobody else seems to be getting it?
Well, I think that Soundly has probably installed a special lens, or there was a defect in the lens and he just left it like that.
I wonder if he's put a fisheye lens on the end of it.
Shout out to Soundly's banana cam. Probably not in the chat at the moment, but I'm sure he'll leave a comment after the video's rendered.
It's like I've tried saying this loads of times. He isn't frauding his work, as in he isn't filming what isn't there. So you can't say that I'm frauding this black hole. I'm claiming it's a black hole. You could say that I was frauding it. I'm saying, no, this is what I filmed from the location at this time. I put my camera down, I got into this position, and this is what I saw, right? So that's all Soundly's doing, but he knows where to go to get this trick. It's obviously not reality. This is a rock. It's not a black hole. He knows it's flat. No. He knows it's not curving, but he goes into a location where he's able to get the light and the tricks of the refraction to make it look like this.
You're being too kind, Ranty. Other people are not getting that bit where it bends up before it bends down at the end. You're focusing on the end bit, and that's not the same as what we're seeing with other people who are not focusing on the end bit and failing to show that bit in the middle where it starts to bend up.
Okay, well, I'll put it another way then. The guy that did the video yesterday, we don't know how many times he's been trying to film that, but he did say on the video that he's been trying to get this observation. So it obviously has been a while when he's been able to try and get this exact observation. That means that on the days that it isn't great to see flat is the days that Soundly can go out and he can film those same pylons and see it apparently curving.
No.
Right?
So you don't know what he means when he says, I've been trying to get this. It might be because of the weather, not the weather, the road conditions, or he might not live in the area or whatever. He could mean anything by that.
You're right, it could. But I'm just saying that he knows this obviously Soundly knows the location. He can go there. He can go there within 10 minutes. He can be down there filming. So it's not as if he doesn't know when to go and do this, what place to go. He's had time to figure out, like me, when I saw this black hole, I was amazed when I went back the next day and I was able to capture it again. And then I've been in and filmed it a dozen times. I can go down and I can trick people.
Him. And I don't know how you can do that based on the fact that other people...
I'm not defending him. I'm
saying... Why are you saying that you don't think that there's evidence that he's faking it in somehow, but there is evidence that he's faking it?
No, I'm just saying that what I'm saying, when he say that he isn't showing what he's seeing, That is, I don't think he needs to manipulate the imageries because the atmosphere does that for him. The atmosphere does all that
I agree.
trickery and curvature for him. He doesn't have to manipulate
I
it.
kind of agree with Ranty. Yeah, I mean, to my own opinion, he is not necessarily manipulating the video so it looks curved. He's waiting for the right condition to take that exact video, because when the atmosphere, when I catch a lot of the mirroring, I can go back. I know when it's going to be the mirroring effect, the houses up and down and the boats floating. But if I waited when it was clear, maybe windy, and all that stuff, in a different, in dawn or the early or the afternoon, it was going to be a different observation.
All
So,
right, let me put it this way.
he chooses exactly the right weather condition and temperature to get that effect.
Jose, are you aware that you can get a fisheye lens attachment on a 67mm thread that would connect directly onto the P900?
Yeah, no, not really.
You can buy a fisheye lens that connects to the P900. I'm going to say that
Okay,
I still
maybe
think
a
that's an
subtle,
illusion.
subtle fisheye lens. It's not too bendy, but just the right amount. Maybe you say.
Well, I guess we're never going to agree on this, Anthony, but it's just this is what I see with his work, and obviously you've got a different opinion, and I know that Numi has a different opinion too. But we can, I suppose, unless actually somebody goes there and can spend a couple of weeks doing what he does every single day, going down and getting a data set over a couple of weeks, that would be definitive in some way to find out exactly what's going on with Lake Pontchartrain. Just turning up for an hour and hoping to see perfect flat, it's not going to cut it. You need to be going there like Soundly does every day, and I'm sure he doesn't release a lot of videos that shows it when it's flat.
So does that mean, by that statement, does that mean that you don't accept that other people are not getting the same results as Soundly?
That was a double negative question. I didn't understand it.
By your statement then, it implies to me that you don't accept that other people are failing to replicate his work.
Well, no, I'm sure that other people, like that guy that went to the bridge yesterday and filmed the pylons or whatever, I'm sure he's been before and seen the pylons, in his mind curving, right, which is just atmospherics. And then the one day that he's gone along and he's managed to capture it and film it, he's released it as a video. And he did actually state that he was waiting for this particular, conditions to film this, which proves that it must be really difficult to see over in that location at least.
Right, but you are interpreting what he said to mean that he's had to wait because of atmospherics. But it could be he's had to wait because he doesn't live there. It could be any reason. Why would you attribute something that's beneficial to Soundly when you don't know what the position is?
Can you go to his channel then and see how many videos he's released about Lake Pontchartrain? This guy that did the video yesterday. I'll come off screen share now. And can you go to the guy's channel?
No, because I'm not in it in a minute. I'm back on my game.
Right. Well, all right. Can you give me the name of the guy and I'll go search his videos and I'll see how many videos he's released about Lake Pontchartrain.
Right, but even if he doesn't live in the area, you wouldn't.
No. Well, you've just made an assertion now that maybe he's been trying to go all the other times. Well, let's see all these other data.
No, that's not what I said. What I said was, why is it that you're
what is the name of the channel
for that statement?
What's the name of the channel?
When he could live miles away. Listen carefully to what I'm saying.
Let me look at I'll find it.
Listen carefully to what I'm saying before you misquote me, because you're doing what ballers do. I said you're attributing a reason that you do not know the answer to
there we go.
in the benefit of Soundly, and I'm asking why would you do that when you don't know the reason? So the answer to the question lies with asking him the question, not by making it up yourself.
Okay, while you're searching for that, so I'm just going to show for the benefit of the audience, Adam Meekins just sent me these from a while back, and he's literally read my mind, because I was like, oh, wouldn't it be great if I had Adam's fisheye lens images, which he literally sent me without me even asking him to do so. So the first image, you can't see in this Hangout, but don't worry about it, just check on the replay afterwards. You've got him taking a standard shot of his Lego bridge, and you can probably see from this yellow line that he's put on that it's perfectly, as you would expect, it's completely straight line. If I just move this one out of the way, the one underneath he took with a fisheye lens and then cut off the extremities of the image. So you're left with it doing precisely what you have at Pontchartrain on Soundly's images, which is raising up in the foreground and then dropping back in the background. So this is achieved with a fisheye lens. That's exactly the effect you would get. But the way he's made it look less obvious is by cutting off the extremities. So you're only left with the very centre of the image. And this is the effect he got from that. There you go.
And that's my position. Ranty, the reason why I attacked you is because you're attributing a reason that you don't know the answer to.
Right, but you
soundly.
Hang on, just a minute. Adam Meakin has just showed you a video of the Legos, yeah?
Yeah.
And clearly it's flat. So with him lowering his angle, right? He's not putting anything on it. He can lower the angle and you can manipulate stuff. Yeah,
But did you miss the bit?
Excuse me, guys.
Missed the other bit though. He had a
really quick
lens on it.
Right.
Hold on.
Really
Sorry,
quick.
I've got
Repeal Philosophy is in the chat. He want to join to show something really quick. If anybody want to drop for a few minutes and then jump back in when he leaves.
So I'm just going to make a correction. So I'm just going to read word for word what Adam's put. It's the same camera, but positioned differently in the same lens and then cropped. So not quite. It's not quite. No fisheye lens, just position. So yeah, there you go.
I'll pop out for a minute. Oh, I went left.
Yeah, I was going to say, Arwin, if you drop and I'm not in the game at the minute because I'm kicking ass on Command and Conquer, we'll all get sniped. So Arwin, stay.
Yeah, there's a spot now. Come in, Joe.
Yeah, the original post, I've tracked it back, was to a Facebook post by a guy called Matthew Brown. It wasn't
Hello,
from
Chris.
the...
Hello, Chris. Can you hear us?
Say that again, Ranty.
That's him. That's
Hold
Repeal.
on. Hold on. Hello, Chris. Can you hear us? Hello? Still got the panel?
Yeah, he dropped again. That's Repeal Philosophy, Chris. Hopefully he jump again.
Yeah, so the video you cited from Flat Earth, Banjo, USA, Japan, and Brazil, he's got the video from a Facebook post by a guy called Matthew Brown. Unfortunately,
Hey, Adam. Good timing.
Facebook post.
Hi, mate.
Can you mute your watch page?
Yeah, sorry about that, amateur. I'll jump out again for Chris. It was literally just to say that was the same lens that I used. It was like one of these camera strap-on lenses. So it's the same lens. The straight image, I had the bridge positioned in the center of the lens, and then I just cropped the image. The second bendy image, I had the bridge positioned towards the top of the lens and then just cropped it. So it was the exact same lens for both images. It's just I've cropped, I've positioned the thing I'm viewing not in the center of the lens this time. So it's towards the extremity, the perimeter of the lens, and then just cropped it, took the picture there and then cropped it. So it looks like a real picture, but it is actually just on the extremity of what looks like a flat lens. And that might be another trick he's using, but
I'm still maintaining he's got a fisheye lens attachment on it on a 67mm thread.
And I'm still maintaining that it's just atmospherics and they're getting into the exact angle to get that effect.
I'm jumping out for a minute so Chris can come in. Repeal Philosophy.
Jose, I'll jump out myself, mate. It's not a problem. Always go.
Don't stand on ceremony, though, if you do have to disappear, Adam. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I just thought I'd clarify that. I'm just pottering, yeah. No worries, guys. I'll keep listening, but yeah. See you later.
See you later, dude.
Well, that was worth the clarification. So you can manipulate a lens without having a fisheye on it, Anthony.
Right, but that's not what... I don't think he's doing that. I think he's still got the fisheye lens on it. I do. Because the fisheye lens would do what he's saying. So, I mean, yeah, it could be either or, but I'm still maintaining he's got a 67mm screw fisheye lens on it.
Hey, Ian.
Yeah, I mean, let me be honest. He's not being honest with his resuls, but he is being.
Now you've changed your position because
I've always stated the same. He's never been honest with the actual. This is what it's like in my location.
You said in the past that you don't think he's being dishonest, and now you
No, I didn't. I didn't say that. I said I don't think he's being dishonest with the imagery that he captures. When he goes down there and he films from that location at that time, looking at what he sees, and he releases it, that is what he sees. But it's just a trick. If you lifted the camera and brought it back 3 or 4 feet further away or higher than where he is, okay, it's giving you a greater field of view. Not a lot over an 18-mile stretch though, but that would lift the majority of the bridge, if not all of the bridge, out of that refraction zone. And that's all he's using. He's found the sweet spot.
Has someone got red pill philosophy blocked because it says he can't join the call?
Not me.
I don't have him blocked.
Weird. No idea why. I think we've got a full panel again now. If either was not was or Ian, if you want to just drop.
Okay,
Yes,
I'll
please.
drop then.
Yeah, if you can drop Ian,
Are we
that'd
still
be great.
talking about Soundly's images? Is that what we're still talking on? I had to step away.
Yeah, he's poked his head into the arena again. He hasn't released any videos for a long time. I suppose the weather conditions weren't optimum for him to do it, so that's why he hasn't put anything
Hey,
out
Chris.
recently.
Well, his claim that where the bridge does bulge up from the vantage point, and that's curvature. Is it? No, bridges are designed that way. I'm looking at a picture.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Can I just say hello to Chris? Can you hear us? Hello?
Right, you're definitely in, Chris.
Yep, and unmuted.
You need to turn your mic or plug a microphone in.
Just check the settings in the Hangout, one or the other. A minute,
Yeah,
might
probably
figure out.
Hangout settings.
Move your mouse over the Hangout page, cog on the top right of the stuff that appears, and then just go to microphone and select the right one.
Oh, guys, I have some video evidence of curvature.
Ooh, excellent.
Oh, wait.
Nah, you don't. We all know you don't really.
Yeah, I do. You want to see it?
Is it an egg?
I don't know. It's not the whole complete Earth. Obviously, they never want to do that, but a portion of it with curvature.
Yeah. Stick it
So
on.
then and the hurricane is interesting. Let's see. I'll share for a moment, and then I did plug it into Final Cut, and I put up the levels, and there's some telling things. So I'll just screen share.
While you're doing that, can you say hello to Alan? Nobody's said hello to him yet.
Hello, still got the cold, I see.
I have. It's hopefully going to go away soon.
I'm gonna do my whole desktop. I'll try to.
No snidey comments today, Alan.
What do you mean?
He came in yesterday and said, "Great show, Nathan," and then fucked off. Bit snidey, that.
Language?
Well, you know, calling a spade a spade.
Racist?
So
How-
hurricane. Are we ready, guys? This is brilliant.
How was that racist, by the way?
It was a joke, Tony. Do you remember those?
No,
Oh,
not when
anyway.
it comes from you, Alan.
Eric, you're up. You're displaying.
Yeah. Well, nuclear. Let me turn this down. So some commercials. Excuse me, guys. Let's get to the commercial. So, of course, the clouds are not morphing. This hurricane is massive. Apparently, it covers all of the Americas, maybe stretches to the UK. What else do we have here? I don't know. What's this squiggly line? I know here. And what's this? Is this a galaxy up here in the top right corner? What is this?
Can you make it full screen?
Yeah, I'm going to do, yeah. Okay, so I don't know. We have there's a galaxy over here, I guess.
What the hell? It looks like there's a hair on the lens.
Yeah, well, then I brought it into Final Cut and we'll show. But, you know, again, nothing's moving. This hurricane is, how big is this hurricane? I mean, what is this?
Yeah, to be fair though, nothing moving at that scale. Probably wouldn't really expect it to move much. Because that would be like, you know, like when you know the tangential speed of 1,000 miles an hour that they refuse that it should be. Well, that would be the tangential speed that they refuse it should be. But at this scale, you wouldn't see it because it's so far away.
Shouldn't things be rotating here?
Yeah, they should.
I mean, this is the something should be morphing here. This black, this should be changing. Yes or no?
Yeah, there should be movements. Yeah, but it would be very small.
What is this thing in the top right? So I brought it into Final Cut. I mean, that's enough of that rubbish. So interestingly, can you see my? So now what we see here is we have 2 layers with different resolutions. This is whatever they did with this, and they overlaid this cutout to, and I don't know. This is, so we've got two sources here. What is this? Why is that big enough for you guys to see the pixels? Yeah. So obviously, right here, this tells us this is 2 layers. Okay, this is not a authentic raw image. Okay.
The thing that gives it away for me is the lack of change in speed as the stuff gets closer to the foreground. It's all moving at the same speed. You'd expect it
parallax.
to. Yeah, exactly. You'd expect it to look much slower, further away, and get increasingly quicker as it reaches the camera. But it's just like a player piano, isn't it? Just all going at the same speed.
Yeah.
Parallax only counts if you're on our side, though.
I just, we've got all this bit mapping and pixelation up here in the bleakness of space, and then we have this globe, which is quite high resolution. It's a nice painting. Yeah, this is what happens when you put two layers of different. This is a very low pixel image. They put on a high definition, and it's sloppy. This is probably 480 pixel dimension, and this is probably HD 4K generated, and they put this mask on it, and they don't match up. Nice trickery. Anyway, that's about that. Is that evidence, guys? I don't know.
Yeah, it's evidence, but you have to apply the basic rules of evidence. Is it credible? Is it verifiable? How strong is the evidence?
From NASA. Official NASA.
So that answers the first question. Is it credible? No. Is it verifiable? Probably not.
Well, I'd like to know, why are there two resolution sources? Why are there two layers there very clearly? Why do they need to do that? If this is the view from space, why is there a mask lit? Why is there an overlay mask?
And with that, I'm going to say first and foremost, a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. And of course, a massive thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible. If you hated the show, then you know exactly what to do. But if you like the show, maybe consider sharing it with a friend or subscribing if you have not done so already. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!